y'all, it's Hannah and welcome back to my channel, or hi, hello if you're new here. If you're new here, hi, hello and welcome. My name is Hannah. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out me and my YouTube channel. For today's video, I'm really excited because I'm going to be showing y'all this really pretty pink and purple eyeshadow look. So if you would like to see me achieve that shadow look, then just keep on watching this tutorial. I'm going to be taking the shade Mischief, which is just this really pretty, bright, fun yellow color. What I'm going to be doing is applying this to the crease, and what I'm actually going to be doing, even though I'm not going to be doing a cut crease or anything like that in this tutorial, I'm still going to be using my e.l.f. detailed crease brush. This just came in a set of 4 other brushes, and it's like this little brush kit that you can buy off of e.l.f.'s website to help you achieve a perfect cut crease eye look. I go into my Morphe and Lisa Frank eyeshadow palette. I really love this palette, and I was gifted this by a very sweet subscriber slash friend of mine. Now growing up when I was a little girl, this is kind of funny, and I don't know if this person knew this because I don't know if I've ever talked about this before on my channel, but when I was in elementary school, I actually had the binder that had this tiger on the cover of it, which I thought was kind of funny and ironic that I got the one with the tiger, and then I had the tiger little binder as a little girl in elementary school. I kind of thought that was funny. But anyway, I'm going to be taking the really pretty peach shade from this palette, and I got a little piece of hair in front of my face. What I'm going to do with that is just apply that below the yellow, just to kind of give it some contrast and to kind of start building up the crease a little bit. And how I'm going to apply it is I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Contour Eye Brush. And do is lay down the purple on the lid, so that way we can kind of start building contrast around that. So I'm going to take the shade of Prancing at Unis. It's kind of like Prancing Unicorns, but I'm assuming they probably couldn't print like Prancing Unicorns, so they just put Prancing at Unis, which I thought is really cool because it's just kind of like the abbreviation for unicorns. And I'm going to be applying that to my lid, and in a little bit we're going to go over it with a shimmer, but for right now I just kind of want to lay down the base matte color, and I'm going to be applying it with this little flat shadow brush right here. Alright, going into my Weekend Festival palette from BH Cosmetics, I'm going to take the shade Electric. Electric is just a really pretty soft bubblegum pink color. What I want to do is lay this down onto the outer part of the lid slash crease area. I'm just going to stamp this down and kind of use this as a contrast shade because I'm going to go in with a bright hot pink, and I don't want it to be so bright and poppy and pink and neon. I kind of want it to just be very subtle, so that's why I'm going to go with the shade Electric over the top, and then blend the hot pink shade that I'm going to use from the Lisa Frank palette over the top of it, so that way it'll be kind of like a nice neutral pink, like a mid-tone pink, if that makes sense. Alright, this next shadow that we're going to use, the name of it is just Adorable. We're going to go into the shade Puppy Love from the Lisa and Morphe Frank eyeshadow palette, and I just think that Puppy Love is just kind of like a cute little shadow name. I love all of the names in this palette. They're just so freaking adorable. I'm going to take that same e.l.f. eye contour brush and pack that shade over the top of the shade Electric, and then blend over the top of it to make my perfect mid-tone pink. To finish things off, I'm going to take the shade of Proliska, and I'm going to be applying that to the lid. It's just a nice shimmer color, and what I'm going to do is apply that over the top of the purple just to give it a little bit of shimmer and a little bit of shine. Now I'm going to be curling my eyelashes with my e.l.f. eyelash curler, and then I'm going to be applying some mascara. And the mascara that I'm going to be using today is just the Lash Princess from Essence. Now I'm going to be using my Lucky Lashes. These are in the style Bussin, and I am just going to be applying these to my eye. They're just a really pretty, simple lash. They're nothing super spectacular to them. I really, really like them. I am going to be trying some D-Star lashes soon. I'm hoping towards this weekend or maybe towards the beginning of the week that I can purchase some D-Star lashes, but I'm just going to try out these. If you have any favorite independent lash brands that y'all enjoy, please let me know down in the comments below, because I really want to get into more trying smaller brand lashes. So I kind of have like a small little list on my phone that I've saved people's brands off of TikTok and stuff, but I really want to know like more lash brands just to kind of get my toe into the little pool or whatever of independent lash companies. But anyway, I'm going to be using my lash applicator, and then I'm going to be using my Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive Glue. Alright, so I'm back, and I went off camera for a bit, although you didn't notice it, and I got all the rest of my makeup together to do the rest of the face. So the first thing that I'm going to do is go ahead and prime my skin, because we're going to go in and do a little bit of the complexion. I'm going to use the MAC Prep and Prime. This is the Natural Radiance Primer, and this is just in the shade of Radiant Yellow. What I'm going to do with this primer is apply this to the skin to give my skin a radiance glow, because we're going to be using the Morphe foundation today. The last time I used this foundation, I used the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, and I liked this foundation, but I mentioned in that video that it was a little bit too matte. It just didn't look super skin-like. So I kind of want to test it out with different primers, because it's always a good idea to test out foundations with different primers if you have different primers. So I'm going to test this out today with this primer. I also noticed too, that night that I took off my foundation, that it kind of makes your skin a little bit drier. So I also put on another layer of moisturizer on my complexion, and just kind of let that sink into the skin a little bit while I was getting everything together. So that way it would have time to kind of like sink in and just get all moisturized. So I'm just going to be applying this primer in circular motions. Alright, now I'm going to go into the Morphe Fluidity Foundation. This is in the shade F1.20, and I'm just going to be applying this with a sponge and blending it out also with a sponge as well. This is just from e.l.f. It's really dirty. I need to wash it. After I finish doing this video today, that is what I'm actually going to do, is wash some of my makeup brushes, because some of them need to be washed more than others. And I did just about 2 squirts of product onto the sponge. I like to use about 2 squirts worth of product, but you can use however much you want to use. Now, this foundation does dry very, very quickly, so I do recommend doing one side of the face first and then doing another side. Otherwise, you will end up with like weird streaks on your face and stuff. I realized that the other day when I was editing the video for me reviewing this product, was that I had a little bit of streaks and stuff, so I'm really sorry about that. And thank you, nobody, for pointing that out, but also kind of shame on you for not pointing that out. But anyway, this is a fast drying foundation, so you have to be very quick with blending it out. Alright, I really like this foundation a lot better since I took the time to further prep my skin. I always prep my skin, but I really like this foundation a lot more with the Radiance Primer. So if you have any type of a glowy primer at home, I would really recommend pairing it with this foundation, because it gives you such a really pretty finish and such just a really pretty flawless coverage. So now that I know to pair this foundation with this primer, I definitely will be wearing this on an everyday outside of the house type of situation. The rare occasions that I do leave my house. I don't really leave my house much anymore, but on a rare occasion that I do when I do wear makeup, I'll be pairing it with this primer just because it looks a lot better. So now we're going to move on really quickly. I'm just going to wipe off my hand because I always get extra foundation and stuff on my hand from my sponge. I'm going to go into my Colourpop No Filter Concealer. This is just what it looks like. I am in the shade Fair 02. I'm just going to be dotting a little bit under my eyes, a little bit onto the center of my forehead, and on my chin to highlight. Now I'm going to use my L'Oreal Hydro Perfect powder to set everything in place with. This is just in the shade Translucent. And what I'm going to do is apply it with this little brush right here. Now, this brush actually came from eBay, but it looks a lot like my Up and Up brush from Target. I actually like my Up and Up brush a little bit better than this one, but my Up and Up brush is one of the ones that needs to be cleaned. So we're just going to use this one instead to set my under eye in place. Now I'm going to be doing a little bit of white eyeliner into my waterline. We're just really quickly going to finish up the lower lash line before we move on to the rest of the complexion. This is just from LA Colors, and this is just in the shade of white. The shade Puppy Love from the Morphe and Lisa Frank eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to be applying that to my lower lash line area. Now I'm going to be using this little thin angled brush to apply it because the last time that I washed my makeup brushes, my e.l.f. brush, the little concealer brush that I use for my under eye area for putting shadow on my lower lash line, it fell into the toilet. So I dug it out, but I didn't feel safe about putting that back on or near my eye area or on my face. So I decided to just toss it in the trash. I didn't want to give myself any type of a infection or anything like that from using that brush like on my eye area. Because, I mean, it did fall on the toilet, and that's really disgusting. So, I just decided to just let it go and move on with my life. It had been with me for about 5 or 6 years, so it kind of maybe was time to let it go. And I do like this little angled brush for applying shadow to the lower lash line area. It does a really good job. Because it is at an angle at just kind of like applying shadow there, since my lower lash line is kind of like dipped a little bit. So I really like this brush. So really quickly, I'm just going to dust that off with my shadow switcher that I got from Dollar Tree. This thing is amazing. You just use it to brush off your brushes in between usages, so that way you don't get color onto another color and it transfers or anything like that, and your shadow looks all muddy and stuff, because that ain't cute. So I really recommend picking up one of these because it's only $1 and it's something that you really do need and you're going to use a lot. Trust me. So now what I'm going to do is do a little bit of lower lash mascara with the Essence Princess Mascara. Revolution. This is the Mega Bronzer in the shade 01 Cool. I'm going to be applying this to my face to warm up my complexion with, and I'm going to be using this big fluffy brush to apply it. Now I'm going to be going into my Essence Mosaic Blush. This is in the shade All You Need Is Pink. I still feel like this name is very deceiving for the product. I just don't feel like it's that pink. Like, it's pink, but it's not like pink like in a form of like it needs to be named All You Need Is Pink. I think this needs to be named like All You Need Is Roses, or I don't know. I just feel like the shade name is just not right for this product, but that's another debate for another day. I'm just going to be using this angled blush brush to apply it. Next up is highlighter, and for highlighter today, I'm going to be using my e.l.f. Baked highlighter. This is in the shade Moonlight Pearl, and to apply it, I'm just going to be using my Geek highlight brush. For lips, I'm I'm going to be using my Makeup Geek. This is the Plush Matte Lip Cream, and this is in the shade Goody at Two Shoes. And I'm just going to be applying this to the lips. Now, this is a matte product, but it stays creamy and comfortable on the lips throughout the day. It does transfer, so it's not a full dry down product, but it does look very, very matte, but it's very comfortable to wear. So you get that matte look with the comfortability. So I like these. They have a bunch of different shades on the website. My favorite is Goody Two Shoes because it's just a really pretty blue-based pink color. It's a perfect bright statement pink for me. Pinks and reds are statement colors that you kind of have to find what works best for you. I'm going to do a video all about how finding the best one bold lip color can kind of work varying your skin tone. But anyway, I'm going to be applying this product to my lips now. Alrighty, y'all, so that is it for this little makeup tutorial right here with this pretty and pink, purple, and yellow, orangey look. I really hope that you all did enjoy this video. It kind of reminds me of something that you would see during the summer, and I am just obsessed. I think that it is so pretty. This is probably one of my favorite looks that I have done in a while. I love all my looks, but this one's probably like top tier. Like, I am just really obsessed with it. If you would like to see more content from me, then be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Also, don't forget to click the little bell icon next to the subscribe button so that way you'll get notified every single time I post and upload a new video. You can also give me a follow over on my social media as well, so that way you can keep up with me, you can keep tabs on me, and you can keep a lookout when I post and upload new videos, because sometimes YouTube does not always notify people and let them know whenever I do upload videos. You could also give this video a share on any of your social media platforms. That would greatly help me out a ton of getting more attraction and more subscribers. So yeah, I will see you all in Saturday's video. I'm really excited. It's going to be all about how to get the perfect red lip, because I love red lipstick, so I really want to go ahead and do that video for y'all. That way, in case, you know, Valentine's Day is coming up, if you're going to be spending Valentine's Day at home or just whatever, and you want to do a red lip, I want to go ahead and get that video out for y'all so that way you'll know how to achieve it. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video. I greatly appreciate it, and I will see you all in Saturday's video. Bye, my little unicorns.